Kia ora whānau, Matt here. Welcome to my channel, an emu in New Zealand, and welcome to my second monthly review. This is a review for March 2025, and basically I'm having a look at my plan for a fulfilling retirement based around woodworking, DIY projects, and this YouTube channel. So if you're interested in that, follow along and we'll go through some stats. Last month I had this whole PDF to follow along. This month I've just got some bullet points over here that I'm just going to skip through. We'll try to keep this under 15 minutes instead of nearly 40 minutes I think it was last month. So let's get straight into it and have a look at the YouTube dashboard. So over here we've got just some brief information on where we're up to. So current subscribers is 45. That's up from 40 I think it was last month. So that's a positive. Views and watch time. Watch time hours is probably the most important thing here, 19.7 in the last 28 days, which is down a lot, but there's reasons for that, and we'll see that as we step through. Top videos in the last 48 hours are all daily vlogs. That's one of the reasons my watch time's dropped, is that I've started doing some daily vlogs and also weekly and monthly reviews. And I think both of those, all those three things have definitely dropped off the momentum that the channel had started to build. And I think that's basically just confused the algorithm. And that's fine. I think we're trying to focus the algorithm onto the audience that I'm really after, and that is people around my age, somewhere between 35 and 70, I guess, who are looking to retire, looking for ways of doing it, and wanting to see how I've done it. Whether or not I'm successful, time will tell. Anyway, so basic info on the dashboard here. The last video I put out was yesterday. Obviously, I'm doing daily vlogs now. This one's only got 19 views. I'm not sure why. I think the thumbnail's pretty bad. So I think the next one I do, I'm going to upload via my phone. That way I can have some control over what the thumbnail is, rather than just having it chosen for me by YouTube. Anyway, so that's that. Not a lot on here. Yeah, so these are recently published videos. The vlog from yesterday for some reason did very well, comparatively, 609 views. These are all shorts, so the views don't count towards your monetization, but yeah, that is what it is. I'll get into that a bit later. All right, moving on. Let's have a look at the videos I created. So if we let's just go to videos, and in March I produced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos, and you can see the last one in Feb 2,000 views. Then the one after that, almost 1,000 views, and then the monthly review essentially tanked, and the numbers have been pretty terrible since. And I think it's directly due to this video here. So yeah, that is what it is. I want to do a review. I want to show people what it is that I'm doing. So I think the algorithm will get used to that, and I think it'll be okay in the long run. But I do need to post more actual DIY and woodworking videos. So in March, I'm aiming for 4 proper long form project videos per month, and I did essentially 2. So I did this pantry one and I did this firewood shed upgrade one. The others are essentially fluff. So yeah, that's the videos. Shorts, I have published 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shorts, and you can see from the, where are we, 25th onwards, I've been doing daily vlogs, and that's just almost 100% just to get me into the editor every day. So by saying I will produce a daily vlog every day, that forces me to jump into the DaVinci Resolve editor and make a video. And that's just all about practice. It's all about getting better at the production side of it. And I'm going to continue to do that, probably not forever, but at least through April. So I'll continue to do that, and I think it will be good for me, probably not good for the channel. Anyway, moving on. The next thing I want to look at is analytics. So just on the overview, I'm looking at March. I got 2.2 thousand views. I got 41 watch hours and added 11 subscribers. So yeah, the views and the watch hours are down and the subscribers are up. So that is what it is. So basically the direct reason for that is there's a big gap in the middle here. So when we review the calendar, we'll see why that happened. But yeah, suffice it to say, it's a bit of a drop off, and you can't build a YouTube channel if you're not posting videos. The channel will continue to grow without posting, almost certainly, but you really need to feed it content, and I did not for March, so this is why only 40 watch hours. That's all good. Okay, so that's that. Then having a look at the content. So you can see again some shorts, but yeah, not a lot of videos I'm going to look at. This video was posted in Feb, and the videos that I did in March have not gone well. This was the monthly review. Then this one I hurt myself and did a quick video about that. And then I've done 2 here, one of which was a weekly review, which again, not so great. And then the firewood project, the first kind of real video for this month. Moving on. I'll just have a quick look at the shorts. So this is the change that I've made. You can see here I am posting shorts regularly now, and again that's just to get me practicing. It's yeah, added a couple of subscribers, so that's okay. Yeah. All right, moving along to audience, and this is interesting, but given I only have 45 subscribers and the views are so low, it's not such a big deal. All of my content is growing my audience in a low fashion. So yeah, not that great, but it is what it is. I am quite interested in the age and gender. More the age than the gender. Nice to see almost 10% females now, up from I think 2% in February, so that's good. But more importantly, we're getting views from this end of the scale, which is what we're looking for. So that is that there. And next we want to have a look at the earning. And for earning, we've jumped up to 45 subscribers and 146 public wash hours. So this is just eligibility for memberships and stuff. So got a ways to go. The big one is eligibility for revenue from ads. And you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in 365 days. So you can see there how I'm going. It's not great, but it's a start. I'm anticipating April will hopefully bump these figures up a bit. Like March has bumped them up a bit. I'm hoping let's call for double. Let's call for double in April. We'll see how we go. But that's where we're at there. Next we have watch time. So this is basically, I'm interested in looking at videos and watch time. So relating to that 146 hours, if I turn off videos here and I add watch time hours, this is the kind of key metric. So in March, I added 35 watch time hours via videos, and that 35 counts towards monetization. So that's the number that's interesting. In Feb, we did 48, nearly 50. So drop off, and it makes sense. I only really produced a couple of videos, and lifetime we're looking at 148. So that's the number. That's the crucial number, and it's growing. Even though I had a poor March, that number's jumped up a bit, and I think I said in last month's review, it's a really, the YouTube game is really one of consistency. Post, improve, post again. So didn't do too well in that regard in March, but we'll definitely do better in April. Okay, what's next? Next, we will move on to the best content. All right, so let's have a look at analytics, content, and videos for March. If I go down the list, how do I find the best content? If I go to see more, dashboard, go to videos, and analytics, see more. March. All right. Excuse my stuffing around. I'm still trying to get a hold of how this the analytics works. Anywho, so what I've done is I'm looking at March 2025 views by content and filtered on videos. So that gives a list of videos by views, which is important, but you kind of need to combine that with the view duration to get a real a real sort of a feel for what's going on, and what I guess I'm more interested in is watch time. So the best videos by watch time in March were, first of all, the cluttered pantry, then the monthly review, which surprised me a little bit, and then my firewood shed video, and then we're going back into videos that were made quite a while ago. So that's interesting. If we remove the video filter and content type shorts, sorted by watch time, we've got the best thing I've ever made, which got me 2.2 hours. We've got the daily vlog 1.2, and then solving my pantry at 0.9. So there we go. That's some top content for the month. If we change this to lifetime, my first table saw kickback, got me 6 hours. I literally screwed myself, which got banned on TikTok. 6 hours, and then yeah, interesting. And then let's change this to videos. By watch hours. So yeah, my DeWALT plane and thicknesser video, that's as far as watch hours go, the best one so far. So what do I need? 4,000 watch hours. So I need another 100 of them. Is that right? Yeah, 100 videos like that, and I'll get my watch hours up. I'm interested that didn't gain any subscribers. Very strange. Anyway, pallet wood blanks. I'm about to use the pallet wood blanks that I made in this video for my next project, so that's a bit exciting. Then the cluttered pantry video. Pallet wood scraps to planter box, and then we're under 10 hours. So 4 videos that were in double-digit watch hours so far. So there you go. I keep saying it's a start. All right, next. Let's move on to my spreadsheet. If you had a look at last month's review, you would have maybe seen my introduction to the spreadsheets. I have spreadsheets for everything, and this endeavor is no different. So let's have a look. My stats, and here we are. A lot of this you would have just seen in the analytics of YouTube, but the channel so far has 14,000 views and 196 watch hours, 45 subscribers. The average view duration is less than a minute, so that's terrible, but that also includes shorts, which are often less than a minute. So yeah. Impressions 120,000, and the CTR of 2. I think 5 is a good target for CTR. So a ways to go there, and I've made 62 videos so far. Just having a look at the monthlies. So in March, 2.2 thousand views, 40 watch hours, which is better than I expected, to be honest. And I gained 11 subscribers. View duration's down, but that's directly related to the fact that I did more shorts than videos, and the videos that I did were not popular. So not unexpected. CTR's a little better, so maybe my thumbnails are getting better. I've actually recently spent some time learning a bit more about GIMP and how to use that, so I'm getting a bit more control over the thumbnails that I make, which is great. So yeah, there we are. March is quite underwhelming, but not unexpected. So yeah, that is what it is. Moving on, having a look at my makers tab. So this is other makers in my kind of field, or that I'm following, or that I'm aspiring to be like, and I keep a little tally on them, sort of the top 30 that I'm following. Guys like Blacktail Studio, Wild Wonderful Off Grid, these guys are building a house together. Marty T is a Kiwi guy that is really not related to me in any way, shape or form, but he's in New Zealand and he has a cool channel, I think. Interestingly, The Honest Carpenter, which I'm not a big fan of, but he's jumped up a couple of spots in the rankings. I rank them by views, so he's gone past Bourbon Moth, which really surprised me. But yeah, it is what it is. People are loving the content that he's creating, and all power to him. Next of interest is Matthew Cremona, who does a lot of cool stuff with big trees and slabs and stuff. He's just gone past 100 million views, just a lazy 100 million. And the Hacksman has jumped up a spot. He's jumped over Chris Harbour, but Chris has had a bad month of videos because it's been raining and miserable in England where he lives, or Wales maybe, I don't know. It's been miserable, so he's had trouble getting content out. I've added Rag and Bone Brown. I think he's quite similar to... He's doing stuff that's quite similar to what I want to do. He's got a mix of DIY and woodwork. He leans towards DIY. I'm probably going to lean towards woodwork, but yeah, quite similar to what I want to do. So I've added him in. I've only just recently found him, and I've kicked, I think last month I had DIY Tiff in there, and she's less like the stuff that I want to do. So Rag and Bone comes in, and he's been reasonably successful, so he's pretty cool. What else is interesting? Not a lot. The Wellington Woodworker, who I just added last week, has gone past me in terms of subs, which is a bit disappointing on my behalf, but again, not surprising. He released a couple of good videos, and I really love his style. He's very earnest, and he's just trying to make stuff out of wood, and that's kind of engaging to watch. So best of luck to him. I'll be keeping an eye and hopefully catching up with him at some point. I'm not sure if he'd be interested in that, but at some point I want to build some community, and there's a guy who can't be far away, so I'll see if I can track him down at some point. So there you go. That's the list of creators I'm following, and yeah, interesting. I'm very, very surprised to see the Honest Carpenter jumping over Bourbon Moth. Very interesting. Like I think this is the best figure to follow, but obviously, ideally, you'd have watch hours, but that's not listed publicly as far as I know. So. Who knows what? So if the retention of these guys vary, then the watch hours will be very different. But the closest thing I can get to that is views. Assuming they have similar retentions, then that's the metric I'm going to use. Want of a better thing. Okay, moving on. So, plan update. Right, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the plan and changes that I've made since last month. Obviously, this is the second monthly review, so the plan is developing as on the fly. I am quite comfortable to saying that I have really very, very green, don't have a solid idea. I don't like to set lofty goals because, at least not at this point, because I really have no idea what I'm doing. Anyway, the thing that I have decided is that I will do daily vlogs, which I think are actually terrible for the algorithm and terrible for the channel growth. But again, they're good for my growth. That makes me get into the editing software every day and make a video. and also I'm making shorts, YouTube shorts, for in that process, and I'm posting them to Instagram and TikTok as well. So I get a 3-for-1 and I get the practice. So I'm going to continue to do that at least to the end of April. If there's an interest for it, I might continue, or I might drop it. We'll see how that goes. I'm also going to do a review similar to this, but more like a 5-10 minute thing, just looking at YouTube analytics and maybe interesting projects once a week on a Thursday. So that'll add into the cycle. And then also the DIY and woodworking videos. And I plan to do one a week, finished by Thursday, Friday, posted on Sunday morning. So that's the plan. I'm confident enough now to think that I might actually be able to do that. So that's the plan going forward. We'll tune back in next month to see what the plan is then. So that's the updates. Actually, I've got some firmer goals in place than I did last month as far as the type of content that I'll be creating and the type of routine that I'm having. Okay, next. This is way longer than I wanted. So yeah, videos, vlogs, and reviews. Let's quickly go and have a look at my calendar, my accountability for the month. And this is a spreadsheet that I use to keep track of kind of what I'm up to and how I'm going. Just trying to make sure that I put enough hours into the job. And this calendar kind of shows where it all went wrong in March. So started off well the first week. The plan is to do 26 hours a week because I only count productive time in the shop or DIY or editing and design. So those are the things that I count. Everything else that I do, research, mucking about, I don't count. There's a lot of research when you have no idea what you're doing. Anyway, started off with a 31-hour week, and then I was very excited because I'd started redoing the floor in our woodshed, and I was keen to jump up on Monday morning and crack into that. And I cut my toe really badly making breakfast on a piece of glass. And that's just kind of derailed everything from there. Derailed March. So I put in some hours, but in the shop and DIY, I even went and processed some pallets, picked up and processed pallets. And I got in 23 hours for the week, but they were slow hours. And uncomfortable, and even the computer kind of stuff was subpar in terms of pace. I just it hurt a lot, and I was prioritizing rest, which I think is fine. It was just a bit frustrating. And then in week 4, my folks came over from Melbourne. So we've moved to Aotearoa, New Zealand, and they came to visit us last year, and I got COVID for the first time. So I got to see them on the first day, and then I didn't get to see them for the rest of the time that they were here. So that was so frustrating, and I was determined to prioritize spending time with them over building a woodshed, which I did. It was great. We had a lovely time. Saw a lot of sites, went to Rivendell, drove over the Rimatakas, cruised around the lower part of the North Island, and had some really good times. And the fact that it coincided with my toe injury was probably a good thing. And I guess it's a bit weird to be working for myself and counting annual leave. And this is what this AL is. And I decided that I'm going to count annual leave along with my hours. I'm going to pretend that I did the day that I expected to do for each of the days that I had annual leave. And that kind of bumps up the figures. Gets me to 28.5 hours a week, where the goal is 26. So just to reiterate, the goal on a kind of a perfect week, which is like this one here, looks like that. Home admin is taken out. I have Thursdays to do home admin, and that takes out 4 hours. So 30-hour a week drops back to 26, and that's kind of the goal as a target. So I managed that with counting these days as annual leave and pretending that they were perfect days. So again, reasons why March had a big hole in the middle is because I hurt myself and then I went on leave. And as an entrepreneur and a owner of several businesses over my lifetime, when one of your workers does that, it's very frustrating. Now it's just me, and it was frustrating, but not the same as losing a worker. Anyway, I digress. And finally, on the last day of March, I had a fibro flare, which was pretty bad. I had to stop for the day. Typically, a fibro flare would last for me between 3 and 7 days. I think this one started actually on this Saturday and went through until down into April. Probably went through until Wednesday this week. I started to feel better yesterday, arvo, but it stopped me on Monday. Anyway, so that's March. That's my accountability calendar, and there's all my excuses for the poor productivity in March that you can see here. So that's that. Long story. So finally, conclusion. This is it. We're done. Thank you for watching. If you've come this far, I really appreciate it. I've stumbled in this one. I felt that my delivery would be better than it has been, and I can only apologise for that. Catherine would suggest that I shouldn't say stuff like that. I should just get on with it. So here we are. Thank you very much. If you like this kind of stuff and you want to see how I'm going and you're interested in woodwork and DIY projects, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And I'll catch you next month on the first Thursday for another one of these. Hopefully a bit smoother. And otherwise, have a look at some daily vlogs and catch up with the projects as I post them. All right, cheers guys. Thank you very much. Until next time.